There is an insanely wide variety of ways to speedrun Minecraft, but a few of them stand out due to the ridiculous amount of time it takes to complete a run. In this video, we're gonna go through the longest Minecraft speedruns, but first, I have nearly 100,000 alt accounts subscribed to my channel, so please consider pressing the button in order to diversify my subscriber base. Before we look at the longest runs though, I think we should start on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. The any percent time travel category is the only Minecraft speedrun where runners can manipulate the in-game timer in order to beat the game incredibly fast. In doing this, a massive arsenal of strategies are used to ensure that this number stays as low as possible, and while the real time may be climbing at a constant rate, the final in-game time of the any percent time travel set seed world record is pretty unbelievable to say the least. As a matter of fact, reading this sentence will give me just about enough time to edit in the entire run. That brings me to version 1.16 random seed glitchless, the most popular Minecraft speedrun category, and the world record is extremely optimized given what the objective is. To start it off, Cube 1337X collected iron and wood from a shipwreck and entered the nether through a magma ravine at 139. From there, he used the E counter on the debug screen in order to locate a bastion, and as he was traveling toward it, caught a glimpse of a nether fortress. After collecting the gold blocks and trading with piglins, he pearled over to the fortress and killed blazes until he had 6 rods. He then proceeded to exit the nether, throw an eye of ender, and use a calculator known as Ninja Brain Bot in order to know the exact location of the stronghold. Once back in the nether, he went to that location and entered the overworld into a stronghold section that was quite close to the portal room. When he was in the end, he set up the 1 cycle at the center fountain, waited, and once the dragon perched, landed 4 clean blows, ending the run with a final time of 9:08. Up next, did you know that you can speedrun Minecraft Education Edition? Gucci Gang started out this run by collecting basic resources from a village, then began stocking up on enough wood to house the now homeless villagers and then some. The wood was crafted into sticks, then traded to villagers in return for emeralds, which were then traded for ender pearls. Eventually though, it was time to get blaze rods, and holy shit, these nether bricks are so bright I wanna puke. The rods were obtained, just trust me. With that out of the way, Gucci Gang basically just rinsed and repeated getting wood, turning it into sticks, and trading for pearls until 14 of them were obtained. Commence Stronghold travel montage, and look at that, it's the end dimension. Surely Gucci Gang won't die while killing the dragon, and then have to travel all the way back to the Stronghold in order to finish the run, right? Anyways, one more travel time lapse later, and the speedrun was completed with a final time of 49 minutes and 41 seconds. Alright, if you like that run, you will certainly love this, because it's the All Advancements version 1.16 random seed glitchless world record from Feinberg. 1.16 is the most played and contested version, and this is by far the most optimized All Advancements run ever. About 30 minutes in, Feinberg had defeated the Ender Dragon, gotten an elytra, looted end cities, and was back in the overworld to chip away at some of the longer advancements. A bunch of traveling later, he had found every biome, and after a lot more exploring, he had collected enough gold blocks to build a beacon. While building it, thunder struck, cue the AC/DC meme, and he got the very frightening advancement, which is so RNG dependent that it kills half of his runs. Soon afterward, he gave himself a furious cocktail of every single effect in the game, checking off the most infamous advancement, and a short time later, finished the run with a final time of 2 hours, 51 minutes, and 42 seconds. Feinberg is clearly an absolute tank, but you can be a literal tank by playing Crossout, who has kindly sponsored this video. It's a free-to-play online vehicle shooter where you can customize every single aspect of your tank so you can look as cool as possible while you blow your opponents to smithereens. The game features a wide variety of weapons such as these, among many others, and if you're sick of opponents shooting back, simply destroy their guns so they are forced to watch and wait for their inevitable demise. On top of being a really fun game, it's also incredibly easy to get into. Just craft a vehicle and press play. Ha! Get destroyed by my Thickmobile, Darkane, if that's even your real name. If PvP isn't for you, there's always adventure mode where you can complete campaigns either solo or with friends, and most importantly, deliver those NPCs the Crossout is available on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, and if you use my link in the description to play for free, you'll even unlock a bonus just for registering. Anyways, I'll see you on the battlefield. Now back to the video. Up next, there are 29 ways to die in Minecraft survival mode, and the world record for getting all of them in one run is quite a spectacle to behold. The run started off pretty normal, with Xiaogi killing the Ender Dragon and getting an absolute shit ton of resources. As a matter of fact, the first death didn't even happen until 2 hours and 43 minutes. From there, however, they just kept piling up. Everything from drowning, to falling, to burning, to laddering, to zombieing, to skeletoning, to buffering, and many more. A personal favorite of mine is death by entity cramming, but by far the most difficult one is death by lightning strike, because you know, lightning. It wouldn't be until 5 hours and 17 minutes into the run that thunder would strike, and when it did, Chaogi hopped on the opportunity. To conclude this monstrosity of a run, all he had to do was burn to death on a piece of wood, and the final time was 6 hours, 17 minutes, and 5 seconds. That brings me to one of the craziest speedruns in Minecraft, filling all 128 end portals across 8 Stronghold rings. In case you didn't know, 1.16 Java Edition Strongholds don't just generate in random places. Rather, they are somewhat evenly spaced apart in rings. The further out the rings are, the more strongholds they will contain. So for example, the closest ring contains 3, but the second farthest contains 36 that are all about 20,000 blocks away from spawn. Since the footage of the world record doesn't exist anymore, I'm going to use the second place time from now. The run started out just like a typical all advancements run, with the runner collecting basic resources until the elytra was obtained. This, however, was the end of the similarities, because once that was taken care of, over 13 stacks of blaze rods were required for the Eyes of Ender. As you would imagine, this process took now a considerable amount of time, but obtaining obsidian wouldn't take nearly as long. By using a method with the wither that I'm not even going to attempt to explain, he was able to generate multiple stacks, more than enough for the amount of nether portals he was going to need to build. The only preparation left after that was ender pearls, so he went to the bottom of the end, built an enderman farm, and pressed left click a bunch of times. Once the pearls were obtained and the eyes were all crafted, it was time to start filling the end portals. A combination of the ninja brain bot and fast travel on the roof of the nether enabled now to bounce from stronghold to stronghold very efficiently, and after about 6 hours of doing this, all 128 portals were filled, finishing the run in 7 hours and 29 minutes. As stated earlier, this isn't the current world record, being about 9 minutes slower, but it's the fastest recorded run. Up next is without a shadow of a doubt the most difficult Minecraft speedrun that has ever been completed. Yes, I'm of course talking about the half-hard hardcore all advancements run from Elisaku on December 3rd, 2021. There are 80 advancements in Minecraft 1.16 and significantly more ways to accidentally take half a heart of damage and end an attempt. For instance, here's a clip where Elisaku was over 6 hours into a run and a magma cube fell 50 blocks right onto his head. Now try to imagine having to loot a ton of end cities, desert temples, and monuments on top of having to kill every single mob in the game, and perhaps you might be able to understand just how daunting of a speedrun this is. The hardest advancement, however, was Uneasy Alliance, which required Elisaku to kill a ghast in the overworld, but by using a strategy that involved hooking a ghast with a fishing rod, then unloading its chunks, he was able to maneuver his way through this challenge. Although that was out of the way, he still had lots of work left to do, which included How Did We Get Here, which required every single effect in the game to be applied at once. Due to the limited health, Elisaku had to go for a difficult setup that had no margin for error, but unfortunately he missed his spectral arrow on the first attempt, requiring him to do it again. On the second attempt, however, he was able to complete the advancement, putting him within striking distance of completion, but there was still one more challenge that he feared greatly: getting an upgrade. With extreme precision and unbelievable persistence, he moved the sticks and stones to their appropriate slots in the crafting table, grabbed a pickaxe, and completed the speedrun in 8 hours, 12 minutes, and 53 seconds. To this day, not a single other person has completed a run. While arguably the most impressive speedrun in this video, it's not quite the longest, because all versions hardcore is a category that exists, and the world record is by none other than Feinberg. This absolutely monstrous speedrun starts in version 1.0 and goes up the list until the Ender Dragon in every single version is defeated. In Minecraft 1.0, mechanics were pretty clunky, and various features such as insta-breaking leaves and smelting wooden pickaxes weren't introduced yet, so it's actually one of the more difficult versions. Not a problem for Feinberg though, since he was able to complete a run in 58 minutes and 47 seconds. Version 1.1 went even quicker, taking under 50 minutes, but unfortunately 1.2 and 1.3 both took over an hour. When he completed 1.4, however, he was still under 5 hours in, putting him on an absolutely insane pace. 1.5 and 1.6 took a decent bit of time, but 1.7 and 1.8 were versions quite familiar to Feinberg, with him sporting a personal best of 22:18 in 1.8. Unfortunately though, bad RNG struck, so they both took him over an hour to complete. 1.9, 1.10, and 1.11 took over an hour as well, but incredibly, 1.12 was finished in under 50 minutes. 1.13 took exactly an hour, but something you'll begin to notice is that as the versions start to get more modern, the methods of completion become faster and faster. faster. For instance, he got pretty unlucky in version 1.14 and 1.15 and still got 50 and 45 minute completions, but that was absolutely nothing compared to his 25-minute run in 1.16. 1.17 was a slight step back, taking him 50 minutes, and he finished out the challenge with a sub 45 1.18 run, giving him a final time of 18 hours, 43 minutes, and 13 seconds. Feinberg averaged under an hour per run, and he did not die once. Alright, you've just seen some of the most impressive speedruns in Minecraft, but what about those of you, myself included, that absolutely suck at speedrunning? Well, if you're free for the next 133 hours, you might just be able to beat the slowest Minecraft speedrun on speedrun.com from the Eclipse 6.
You were here for the final moments! Let's go! We beat the game! Let's go!
Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and remember, Crossout is a free-to-play online vehicle shooter that features vast amounts of customization, and with 9 in-game factions that offer unique equipment, there's always something for everyone. If you're interested in absolutely decimating your opponent's hopes and dreams, download it from the link in the description, and you will even get a free bonus.